dew point -1 altimeter 3036.
Okay, fellow pilots, I'm watching the tape. Look at that shining sun on the tape. A little bit of a glare. We're cruising at 1,000 feet, North Carolina, heading over to Wayne Executive Jetport, public use airport. We departed Norfolk, Virginia, which was Class Charlie, and now we're heading over to an uncontrolled airport. First thing first, we gotta get the weather. There's two options here. We can get the frequency, and we can get it digitally from the ADS antenna.
Yes. ADS.
Let's get it the old-fashioned way through the radio first.
Executive Jetport, automated weather, 172.
What's the frequency you got there? 118.
Calm, visibility, 10.
197, right?
1,000,
118, 97. Okay, that's the frequency. Let's see.
1 altimeter, 3036. Executive Jetport, automated weather observation, 1730, Zulu, weather, wind, calm, visibility, 10, clear, below, 12,000, temperature, 10 Celsius, dew point, -1 altimeter, 3036.
Okay, winds are calm on the AWOS, which is Automated Weather Observation System. On the Garmin, we have wind at 130 at 4, so it's slightly off. And let's hit weather.
Temperature, 10 Celsius, dew point, -1 altimeter, 3036.
Here, right? No, you gotta go here.
Go back to information page and weather right there.
Executive Jetport,
And over here, we got James, Wayne Executive Jetport. Wind at 130 at 4, visibility 10 miles, sky clear, temperature 10 degrees, dew point -10, -2, altimeter 3036. So we get the weather digitally from FISB, which is through the satellite antenna, right?
Yes.
And then we have the ASOS, which told us that the wind is calm. What is the best guarantee to tell you exactly what the wind is doing on the approach path, on the approach end on the runway?
Right, come again with downside.
We picked up the weather in the ASOS. We picked up the weather through satellite on the Garmin 696. What is the most precise way for us to really know what the wind's doing on the approach end on the runway?
The wind side.
So when you're coming in for landing, you really don't know what the wind's doing. Every approach end is supposed to have a windsock. You look at the windsock and you know what the wind's doing right there when you're landing. Exactly, that's the most important wind for you, right? Yeah. Where you're landing, right? So let's talk about an approach and landing into an uncontrolled airport. What does the Airman Information Manual say?
About approach?
Yeah, you're going into land. You're going to land on an uncontrolled airport. What's the Airman Information Manual say?
What would they say?
Yeah, what's the proper procedure to go into an uncontrolled airport?
Downside, you're coming in at 5 miles.
Excellent. You got to announce your intention. It says 10 miles. We're about 20 miles out, so we're a little further. But it wouldn't hurt to start monitoring the frequency. Oh, we're getting close, so we're going to go Unicom 22.7. is calm, we can just do a straight in. You know, what's the point circling and landing to the northeast if we can land straight out? Runway 23. I always like to back up the approach with some kind of electronic guidance. So what I do on the Garmin is flight plan, select approach. It's giving us an ILS runway 23. That's not bad for an uncontrolled airport. And we'll back it up with the ILS. And activate the approach. And we can proceed direct to final approach fix, which is Hodor. If you go to that Hodor intersection, it's kind of...
What's Hodor?
Hodor is a final approach fix for the ILS. What's nice with this, if you're backing it up electronically, is when you're going to an airport, it puts you on a straight-in approach at 5 miles out. So you proceed to Hodor, then you go towards the runway. You just follow the HSI electronically, and then you can kind of get precision guidance all the way to the runway, without coming in an angle or turning. You don't have to do it.
It's easier.
But it's easier. You kind of looking outside, but backing it up electronically at the same time.
Especially at nighttime.
What?
Especially at nighttime.
Especially at nighttime, because you don't see much. Well, we're currently about 13 miles, you know, give him a courtesy call and tell him we're coming in and we're going to need fuel so he knows. I made an announcement. You go here, no, you go directory, and then weather. Beautiful. Now that's updated for satellite. There's no way this is like 3 years old.
January 1st, 12:15 Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, that's the automated weather, but what about all the other stuff here?
Traffic 542
Also terminal forecast.
Steering left downwind, runway 4, Siler City.
Okay, that's a different airport.
Terminal forecast issue of January 1st, 12:21.
Okay, terminal forecast right there is 12:15 Eastern, January 1st. But my question is, you see here it says...
This is also the weather at a different airport. The information, the directory.
Hold on, let me see.
Go back to the directory on the bottom. I think that's what you wanted to know.
Okay, right here. Over here it says frequency 122.7. How do I know if this frequency is current? When is the latest update for that info? There's no date on it.
You can scroll down and see if there's any information that was...
Okay, 2012 Fenton Media.
That doesn't tell you.
No?
We gotta look it up, but this is the coming from the BTS antenna to see if it's updated all the time. We just have to look it up
Okay,
online.
gotta look it up, okay. So, basically, we don't really know how current this is, but if you go to the Garmin update here on the main menu, and then database information, you can get
When it was updated.
Exactly.
It was sometime in 2012, I think it was.
Yeah, when was updated, yeah. Pretty interesting, huh? It's another ammunition, you know, for safety. If the radio fails, you have a second radio fail, you still need to know the weather, you get it through the satellite.
This comes in very handy.
It's so handy because everything is on...
type of trip.
Yeah, because everything is on one screen. I really love the weather though. Look at this. Onboard weather. Look at that crap over there by Savannah, Georgia, Jacksonville.
Yeah, you have to play with it because there's different settings. You can see different types of weather also.
Yeah, but you can see what's going on in there.
I like the one like of mine. It shows the wind fog. It tells you exactly where the winds are going direction, how fast it's going.
Yep.
And the temperature, dew point, ceiling height is right on it. Scattered, broken. It's all right in one little.
Amazing, I love it. So we may, for that weather, we may push another leg and then hit northern Georgia and just kind of sit there and see what the weather's doing. Because it looks like it's right over the coastline where you have all the precipitation. So, I mean, if the weather is VFR, we may consider flying through it, you know, if it's not too much convective activity. If it's just raining, you know, no big deal. This moisture here south of Brunswick, Georgia, and all that area, Jacksonville, Florida, that's where, you know, we're going to have to really take a look. I'll make another radio call. We're going to get a little closer here, so probably going to be able to pick up the airport. Looks like the airport is about 11 o'clock out there.
Control for a minute.
I got the control. Yeah, man. Pretty tight.
Pleasure.
Thank you. It's Capo the Cat. Tight fit in there. Think you can kind of keep the cat on your lap and still?
Yeah, I think I maneuver.
Be able to land?
Yeah, just the sticks a little bit, but I think I still pleasure.
All right, thank you. Let's see. Map. Oh, you go to this page and then you put weather. Alright, let's see. Temperature is 10 degrees. We're way up there. 10 degrees is 52, 50, yeah, almost 52 degrees. We're done with the cold weather then. Alright, let's look for the field. I guess it's still far out there. Oh, this is 5 miles from Hudor. What does that mean?
At the end of
the runway is
further down the runway.
So the runway is further, so maybe it's going to take another few minutes to actually see the airport. How do we scan for traffic VFR?
360.
360? Like make a complete circle?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it's saying to look at sectors of the sky as you're moving and focus for, you know, a little bit at a time. So look, focus, move, focus, move, focus. What if we have an airplane coming right ahead of us, you know, like you see a jet coming right in front of you and you're just like head on, going right into each other. What do you do?
Both make a right?
Absolutely. Both aircraft go to the right, this way. Like that. What if it's converging?
What do you mean by conversion?
Converging, yeah, like one go this way, one go that way. Who has the right of way? assume we're going straight to Wayne Airport, and there's a helicopter coming on the right side, going from right to left.
We should have the right of way because we're going to the airport.
It's irrelevant to the airport.
Oh, we're not the landing finals, yeah. But
but there's a helicopter. Right now we're cruising at 1,000 feet, and there's a helicopter right there on the right, and it's moving right to left. Which airplane has a right of way?
I don't know.
Airplane to the right has a right of way. I mean, aircraft to the right has a right of way.
Don't know what the helicopter would have it.
Yeah, that's right. So you have to go right and go past behind the helicopter.
You have to go make a right now?
Yeah, make a right, let him pass, and then go back on course. What if there's two airplanes approaching to land on final? Both of them. Who has the right of way?
The one on the bottom.
The one on the bottom. Now what if you're on the top and you squeeze a tight maneuver and squeeze right underneath that guy in front of you that's on the bottom?
Pull a gun out and shoot him.
You're not supposed to do that. So, we're coming into Wayne Airport now, and we're on the bottom. There's one on the top. If he does something like that, just let him go.
Let him go, yeah, I know.
But he's not supposed to do it. The airplane on the bottom, or the airplane...
Which I'm sure will happen, because sometimes they might just come in and not even see you.
But then generally the airplane on the lower altitude is the one that has the right of way. What if there's a hot air balloon right up here to your left?
He should have the right of way.
He should. But you're on the right side of him.
But he can't move.
Don't forget that. If it's a non-powered aircraft like a hot air balloon, they always have the right of way because they have no control. They can't move. They can't turn. They just kind of move with the airflow. Traffic or the airport?
Airport.
Airport. Okay, perfect. That's nice. Power in there, stay at 1,000 feet until you intercept that glide path. You should have a VASI or a PAPI in there. Let's see if the thing says. Okay, that's the. It doesn't have an approach plate. So info. You can actually see VASI or PAPI. No, don't see it. That's on the approach plate. You know, that's when you need an iPad. You want the approach plates, instrument approach plates when you flying VFR.
Have safe taxi.
Yes, then you can actually, okay, I can actually see the VASI. You see those two red lights to the left?
Yes.
That's the VASI. We don't need the dynon, right? No. Kill it. Have better view for landing. It's very useful at night though. You good?
Yeah.
Alright, so let me just check fuel, and we have plenty of gas. About an hour and change. What I would do right now is just maintain the altitude until you have intercept of red and white, and then start coming down for landing. This way, a nice, precise,
Dimwitty traffic, got to jump to the way in 2 minutes, 13,000 below Dimwitty.
I notice you throttled back a little bit. Any reason for that?
I thought it just slowed down a little bit.
Just keep the speed until you intercept the glide path. Yeah, keep the same speed. Hold your altitude, wait for red and white, and then when you have red and white, you can throttle back to about 1,500, retrim the airplane for the approach, and then it's going to be nice, precise all the way down to the runway. That's the best way way to do it. Looks like the fuel is on the right side. Terminal, you see the terminal? That's going to be a right turn off the runway. Alright, red and white, throttle back, all the way 1500. Beautiful. Let me get you a little bit of trim.
Yeah.
Nose is heavy, right?
Yes.
How about now?
Much better. Just about there.
About right?
We're good.
Just about right. Beautiful. Keep that speed, keep that glide path, power set. Beautiful approach. Beautiful. Try to keep red and white. Now you got two whites, that means pitch down a little bit. How's Kato the cat doing?
Yeah, he's moving around.
I think he's a happy camper getting away from 10 degrees Fahrenheit in New York.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Down to Floridian 70s. Oh, this one has actually 4. See 4?
Yeah. I didn't even see it though.
It doesn't look like you see, yeah, it doesn't look like you see all the 4 when, we got a little bit high, throttle back a little bit. There you go. Just a touch of power, just a touch. A little bit more power, just a little bit more power. No, there you go, right there, keep it there. Winds are calm, I got the wind sockets calm.
Goldsboro traffic, Scout 66 uniform.
Hold it right there. A little bit of right rudder. Right rudder. Left stick, hold it right there. Right rudder, left stick, hold it. Beautiful. Throttle all the way back to idle. All the way back to idle. Hold it. Hold it. Beautiful. Right rudder. Let that tail sink in there. Right rudder. Very nice. Very nice. Nice landing. That's your fuel right there to the right. If we can take off for 2, that's great. Stay on the rudder, don't be shy. Nice and easy. I'm gonna just help you a little bit on the brakes. Just help you, just relax those pedals a little bit. They'll help you on the brakes. And we can take the right turn here on Alpha 2 right into the fuel pump. Alright, your controls, your rudders, take us to the ramp. Welcome to Wayne, North Carolina. Oh, right, actually Goldsboro, North Carolina, that's what it is. And I can feel the warm up of the temperature, man. Good stuff, good stuff.
Goldsboro traffic, Scout 66 uniform. Base and final, 23, full stop, Goldsboro.
I think we're just parked right here by the one sock. That's a good spot, yeah, no problem at all. No wind at all, it's beautiful. Alright, now you can just lock up the left brake and it's gonna spin around. Lock the left brake, give it a little bit of throttle. Nice and easy. Off we go. The beauty of a tail wheel. Alright, beautiful. There's your guy right there. Perfecto. Perfect. Alright, throttle back. You're good, you're good, you're good. Throttle all the way back to idle. Take the mags, both of them to stop. Alright. Welcome to the Carolinas. I wouldn't say it's halfway there, but, you know, like 40, 45% there. Close enough. Close enough.